everyone, it's Sam here and I'm getting to play with the brand new layering stencils from Creative Craft Products. These are absolutely beautiful. I have already had a play around with this set here and I've created this beautiful image, and I am going to add that onto a card shortly with a sentiment. So you get these two lovely new layering stencils, and you also get a pack of the stencil headers. Now there's 10 of these, and what these are designed for is for you to use any of your old stencils or other layering stencils, other branded ones. They don't even need to be layering stencils. This will just allow you to use it with the rotating platform here. So it has lots of functions, this one. You can use it for stenciling, which I'm going to show you today. You can use it just as a standard stamping platform. You've got your stamping press there, and you can also use it as a rotating stamping platform, and there are already videos showing you how to use that. But going back to this one here, all you would do is attach your own stencil to the bottom, just with a little bit of tape, and then you can position it in here. So if you are working on one that's maybe got a lot of detail in and you just don't want it to shift, you can just place it down here, pop your magnet on top, and it's all in place for you. Or like I said, if you've got some layering stencils and maybe you don't have the platform to use those, then you can use them with this one, with those stencil headers. You get 10 of them. So if you have got, you know, for example, these ones here, you get 5 steps. There's 5 stencils in these packs. You know, you've got enough there to cover. They clean up really easily. Just rinse them under the tap and then they are good to go. So with the layering stencils, this is how they look in the packs. You've got your 5 stencils here. Now also on the front of the packaging, it does give you the order in which you want to use these. Generally with layering stencils, you will have your largest, boldest kind of images at the start, and then they will increase in detail as you work your way through, finishing with the most detailed one. That's generally your outline. That will bring the whole image together. So don't get rid of your packaging. If you like to keep everything in the packaging, then great. But if you do like to maybe put it into small little plastic pockets and things, just cut this piece out so you've got it in the front there. Or you can clip it onto your stencils, however you store them. They did also come in order in the packaging, but I'll just show you again here. So you can see this is just a really big outline, and you can use these on their own. You might just want a nice silhouette of a butterfly. So, you know, you don't have to use them in the stages that they are, you know, they've been made. But you can just see each one there slightly different and a bit more detailed until you get to the very end one there. So I'm going to take my first one, and the inks that I'm using are like Colour Family inks. So these are the Spectrum Noir Harmony inks. They're quick dry, which you don't need to have quick dry inks. It depends again on the effect that you want to have. Things like the Distress Oxides, if you're layering those colours and changing the inks, then because they stay wetter for longer, then you're probably going to get them blending a little bit, but that could also look quite nice. So play around, use what you have and go from there. I'm going to place the magnet down just because I've got the space there as well. You don't need this piece, so I can just leave that to one side. I'm going to change the colours slightly for the butterfly. So if we use the picture for reference here, so they've got the greeny coloured butterfly and the blue. I think I'm going to do this yellow and keep the blue one here. I'm going to use these stencil brushes, but there's also blending daubers. You've got your sponges. So use what you have. You're going to get a different finish. I find with sponges, you get more of an intense colour. Brushes, you get more of a lighter kind of finish. But also with the brushes, you've got to be careful that the bristles don't go underneath the stencil itself. So you do want to go a bit lighter with the application. So there is only just 2 colours used with the butterflies, the light and the dark there. You can see here with the flower, you've got 3 colours. You've got the light pink, the mid-tone, and then that darker. So I'm going to go for, I'm not going to use the lightest of the yellow. I'm going to go in with the lemon tonic, and then I'll do the darker detail with the honey pot there. So I'm just going to load up my brush and just very lightly just cover over that one. Okay, that's fine. And then I'm going to take the baby blue, because I do like that lighter colour here, and again go over this one. Okay, so next it's the leaves here. So this is the lighter green, and again the light green there. So I'm going to go in with the grasshopper. Also, if you're worried that you might, you know, get your colour going into any of the other images, you can just use a piece of paper, a bit of masking paper just to go over the top. And you can also just mask things off as well if you don't want to use them actually in the image. So I'm happy with the coverage on those. So I'm just going to pop these to one side. Like I said, just rinse them under the tap once you're finished. Then I'm going to take the next stencil here. So it's these 3 which is this one. So I'm just going to lay that one down. You can see that it perfectly lines up. So I explained about the order of the stencils, but in terms of your colour, you always want to lay down your lightest colour with the biggest stencils and then your darkest colour with your most detailed stencils. So for this one, I'm going to use the pink tulip. My ink's a little bit dry on that pad, but because it's the first colour, I actually think that's going to be perfect. And then on to the next one. So again, you can see it fits over there perfectly. So now I'm using the fuchsia. The reveal's always good with these. So we can start to see the dimension now coming with the flower. And then this one here is my detail. So I'm going to use my darkest colour. So this is the Plum Jam. And there's those lovely 3D flowers. They're really, really pretty. And now this one here is going to give me my detail in my butterflies, the other leaves around here, and then the finished detail on the leaves. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the butterfly. So I'm going to use the ocean blue. And with the detailed stencil, I'm just going to go over kind of lightly, and then I wouldn't mind having more darker in the centre here. So I'm just going to slowly brush that out. So I'm just going to focus that colour just on the middle. You can just keep reapplying, just keep loading up that colour. So it's very light on the edges, but more darker on the middle there. And I'm going to do the same with the yellow. And then I'm going to use my darkest green, which is this pine tree, and I'm going to finish the rest of the leaf detail. Okay, so again, I did the same with the green there, from really dark towards the bottom and then just lighter at the ends there. So again, now the final reveal. That is beautiful. I love the butterfly there. I just take that off just so you can see it a bit more detail. Now you could cut these out if you wanted to as well. I am kind of tempted to cut the whole thing out just to give you kind of two, you know, ideas then, because that one looks lovely just as it is on the card. You could snip these butterflies out and then put them on the flower. I think the yellow would look quite nice actually, just sat maybe on one of the roses there. So I'm going to have a little play around with this, and then I'll show you the two finished cards at the end. So I ended up fussy cutting the design of this one, and I've just changed the orientation, and then I've added the butterflies over the top. I've used the Made to Surprise brick embossing folder on the back there, and then that was a older Creative Craft Products Hello sentiment. And then I've got this one here. I've used the same sentiment, and I've also added some of the Made to Surprise accent glaze just around the edges there. I think they're really, really pretty, very, very easy to use. So if it's something that you've maybe been thinking of trying, then I think you're going to find it very easy with the way that these all just clip into the rotating platform. So all of this product is available over on the CraftStash website. You can find that by clicking here. Also, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, and that way you won't miss out on any future videos. And check out this tutorial next for some more inspiration.